Welcome back for day 13 of this advent calendar as we continue this whole theme of, clanker killers. But, things that kill robots can also be other robots. And that extends to Transformers One Elita-1. This is the deluxe class figure that is based off of her appearance in the Transformers One film, which, again, as I talked about when I did the Sentinel unboxing, is a very good film. Absolutely recommended for people to see it. Unlike, say, something like Transformers the movie, which I would say is definitely for Transformers fans, this is very much like a gateway thing that I would recommend to people who aren't in the Transformers. So let's liberate her from her packaging. And then let's just start taking a look at the figure itself. We got a few accessories in here. We have a gun. And, of course, we have a little baggie as well, too. Further taking a look at what's in the little baggie. Let's crack it open. And we can see that it has it is a jetpack, actually. Nice. This is the nice homage to, like, the part earlier in the film when Elita, is running the mining operation there, and they're all getting jetpacks. You can see there's a couple of slots here, and this is just gonna slot on her back, like so. Yeah, it should just go on like this, I think. Unless it doesn't go on this way, but let's see. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's the jetpack right there. I mean, yeah, it's a decently done jetpack, I guess. And we can see here, unpeg stuff. Put this back on, because the heel just popped off when I moved it. Now this heel's a little bit loose, and it seems to be... Is it misassembled, or because... I think this heel might be misassembled, because it's... Well, no, I don't think it is. It's just that, yeah, the heel here just popped off like as soon as I extended it, and that's not a great thing. I think it's just supposed to go like this here. Yeah, this is weird, though. Just looking at the sculpt. This heel does not seem to be extending out the same way as the other one does. Like, this one is just popping off. Huh. It looks... The whole area there is stressed. Weird. That is really weird. Okay, and now that I got that heel fixed, there was a little bit of mold flash on there. Let's take a look at Elita here. She looks pretty good here in her robot mode. We got a nice pinkish purple, some good gray. Overall, just looking at her as the turnaround, looks really good. She has her big gun right here, which just plugs in via 5mm port. And yeah, it's just a big gun that has a little bit of an swinging bit there, which is probably more for the alt mode. And yeah, taking a look at the face sculpt, it is a very nice face sculpt here. A very good likeness of Transformers One Elita. Like, she looks great here, seriously. And you can see that we have a bit of a ball jointed here on the head. Ball joints as well at the shoulders. Shoulder cut goes out to about there. And then what else do we have? We have ball jointed elbow as well, too. You don't tend to see ball joints as often on mainline deluxes these days, but she does have ball joints. And there is no wrist swivel. But, I mean, you can still get a fair amount of posability out of this. But there's a bunch of cuts that she doesn't have. Like, there's no swivel. There's no other additional swivel there on this, like, above the elbow. Waist goes all the way around. Ball jointed hips, which apparently will pop off. Must be a little loose. Yeah, hip swings in and out about there on the thigh. Let's see, we have some pretty good knee articulation here, probably because of transformation. Bit of a double jointed knee. And what else? Let's see, we got ball joints here at the foot, and we have, some good wide ankle movement there, so she should be able to, do some decent poses. Yeah, and with all those heel supports, she can hold a pose pretty well. Comparing her here, we have Orion Pax, or rather Optimus Prime from the end of the movie, just to compare with. You can see there that he is a little bit bigger than Elita. That makes sense considering this is meant to be like after he's gotten his Matrix growth spurt. I would assume that the Orion Pax that Hasbro is doing next year is going to be closer to Elita's height realistically. Taking a look at the jetpack, though, you can see that it's got a whole ton of pegs on here, and that is because I think it's meant to actually work with other toys, too. Yeah, we have these two outer pegs here. These are going to actually be able to plug in to Optimus Prime's back over here. So he can use the jetpack as well, which, honestly, I think that's a really cool feature, just making this thing usable across multiple figures. It's a nice gimmick, and it's a great callback to Generation 1 when he stole Sideswipe's jetpack and then never gave it back. It's a really good callback, honestly. Like, I mean, yeah, it just doesn't stay on Elita like the best, funnily enough. It does peg in, but as you saw earlier, it did just pop off a little bit easily. So, let's transform her, and let's see how she goes into her alt mode. All right. I'm going to bring all this stuff here. This whole backpack is going to unfurl, like so. And you can see we got a whole top of the vehicle. She's going to turn into some sort of motorbike, which tends to be a common go-to for female designs. And, oh, I really like the torso design here. Ooh, check it. Oh, this is a new way to do, like, just collapsing wheels. This is an interesting way to do collapsing wheels here, because it looks like the wheels here, yeah, they actually fold in half this way. They don't normally do like a fold in half in this style for wheels. It's a nice, cool thing there. It does leave a little bit of a hinge here, obviously, but it's a neat touch. And now this guy can go up too. Let's see what else. Do these come out? It looks like these parts should move. Yeah, this whole bit here moves a little bit. But let's see. There's some pretty standard motorbike stuff here. We can see there's a hinge over here. So this whole guy is going to come out. And that's probably there to let the wheel shift around. These heels are going to fold up over here. What else? Yeah, this is, fairly standard trick here. So yeah, this whole shin folds out there, which means that we get to relocate this whole inner bit here. And we get to have this on leg fall off as well, because of course we do. Yeah, so legs go up there. You can see that these peg together over here. What else? The double joint generally means that this whole bit needs to come up for the transformation. Again, that's just standard transformation patterns. I'm very much winging this thing, so as usual. Yeah, these wheel halves are going to peg together. You can see there's tabs and slots here. You just need to line it up just right. And there. Yeah, so there's that whole wheel. What else? Let's see, these guys are going to fold up over here. Yeah, and then we know these peg together already because they were pegged together in the box. So they'll peg together like that. Although, well, actually, it could be the other way. Interesting way of doing that, because it looks like that, yeah, it looks like you can do both. It's the same part for both those feet. Interesting. Didn't notice that until now. Let's see. We got a couple of tabs there. I'm just looking for, I think those are going to go into these slots over here. So I think this whole assembly is meant to go up like this, and then yeah, these guys are going to come in over there. What else? Maybe these are supposed to sit up over here. You can see we're already getting something that's very motorbikey. We got this whole body over here. We need to fold the head there. These guys, these are going to come out. I'm just trying to figure out how. These come up over here too. And yeah, there's a little tab here that's going to slot into the thigh right over there. And then there's a little tab there, and that's going to slot in over here. Nice. Okay, so that's 2 points of connection. That's good. There, and that also means that we know roughly where we have to how we have to push these in order to line up. So these legs need to go a little bit higher. So let's see. Yeah, these legs need to go up like that. And then, yeah, we can plug these arms in and then anchor the backpack. These guys go here. This guy's going to come down. This guy is going to... How are these legs meant to fold up? Where is the box photo? Okay. Okay. I see. Okay, so yes, these guys here, these are going to be like meant to go like around the front of the wheel. So all this stuff back here. Okay, this all goes up like this. These guys are going to have to sit in front. And yeah. Let's see, these come together here like that. Then we bring this backpack down, clip it in onto the sides like this. And again, those two anchored points, that should make all this stuff fairly stable once we get all this together. Could I have looked up the instructions? Yes. Is this all about the discovery, not in the journey? The answer is also yes. Yes, these guys go up like this here. Yeah, this all comes together like that. So there we have like the back of the bike. We just got these wheels sitting here, and I guess that these hinges are kind of hidden by just the way the wheels sit, which is kind of neat. And then, yeah, these guys here. Let's see, yeah, the knee pads go inside these. And this whole assembly is going to have to come down. And we want to rearrange all this stuff here because, let's see. This is the front of the bike. This guy needs to come down and peg in over there. And then that's the wheel cover. All right, and now we just need to retab in these pieces. Retab that guy and retab that guy. And, oh, there's another tab and slot here too. There's a slot here, and then there's a tab on the inside of this guy. Okay, so that's going to line up over there. So, yeah, good amount of tabs and slots in this figure. Just a case of, you'll know once it's one of those good things, because it means that once you get everything lined up, you'll know that you've got it. The trick just seems to be actually getting everything lined up. I'm sure there's probably easier ways to do this than I'm doing, but yeah, so we got this here. Yeah, these are all in the right position. We got the wheel just sitting it over here. We got this stuff here. We got this stuff here. And yeah, yeah, it looks like this is, I guess we can fold up the head like that and hide it a bit more, but that looks to pretty much be it for Elita-1. Unless this tire goes a bit more like that. There we go. Yeah, so there we go. With all this said and done, that is Elita-1 in her vehicle mode. And it's a very compact motorbike. Very, very compact motorbike. We can take the gun here and we can just plug it onto the side. We got a little peg there. Doesn't look like it pegs onto the side on any of those, but I guess we can do this one here. We can just plug it in like this. Or we can, use this peg over here. And no, that's too small. I guess that we have to plug it in over there for this. So, okay. All right. It's not bad. It's just a little compact motorbike thingy, I guess. And then the jetpack, if you want to still clip this on somewhere, well, it looks like those two jetpack tabs are there. I think we could fit it on this way. Yeah, we can get the jetpack on over there, which, it's not really the way a jetpack is supposed to sit, I suppose. Oh no, it does actually show a different way on the instruction, on the back of the instructions, right? Right, because there's a peg right over here, yes. We can just use this peg over here that we folded out earlier and just peg the jetpack into the back and just make this into some thruster exhaust for the motorbike mode. Like that. So there, okay, that's a little bit cleaner. That's a cleaner way to store this. It does cover the back a little bit. But yeah, it's a nice alt mode. It's a nice compact alt mode. It's decent Cybertronian mode, honestly. I mean, it doesn't really look like much of anything, but it does feel a little bit more of an armored bike, which does fit elita-one's character fairly well. So yeah, I don't know what else there's to say other than, yeah, it's not a bad toy. Not a bad toy at all. Some interesting transformation steps. I definitely took longer than it should have the first time I transformed it, but hey, not bad. So now that I've transformed Elita from bot mode to all mode and back, I gotta say there's a lot on her that's actually like really clever. I really like the way the wheels fold up for the chest transformation, and the leg transformation has some pretty good moving bits to it. A little bit tricky to line up some parts here and there, but overall though, I mean, she looks pretty good in both modes. But I think about the only real complaint I have is that I do wish that the jetpack would stay on a little bit better. It's a little bit effort to secure, but it is really cool that it works with other figures, which definitely knocks it up a notch or two. So that's cool. Anyway, good addition to your Transformers One collection there, along with all the other TF1 figures. And with that said, this is going to be Techno signing off. Until the next day.